I find RollerCoaster Tycoon really relaxing. I love these games where all you have to do is manage resources, you don't need to worry about fighting anybody, there's just no pressure on you whatsoever. This is a great game to just kick back and relax to. So there's no story with this game, you just have a collection of different scenarios, and maybe some of them are harder than others. You might have some easy areas that you can just build your park in. You might have some that are kind of more confining. It all depends on how you want to do things. Once you've completed the scenario, regardless of whether you were successful or not, you can then just go into a sandbox mode and do whatever you want. It's great. I love that you can just go through this, you can find something that you enjoy, you can turn a park into a water park, you can just build a whole bunch of roller coasters. If you really want, you can just build a bunch of gentle rides or thrilling rides and ignore the roller coasters entirely, which seems a bit odd to me. But you could just do whatever you want in this game, as long as you are building some kind of a theme park. One really cool thing is the version you can buy today includes all the expansion packs. When I first started playing this game back in the 2000s, I did not have any of those. Even when I played it in the 2010s, I didn't have any of the expansion packs. And now, yeah, it's great. I can just get this and I can play all of the different parks that I didn't even know existed, which is really a lot of fun. You also get more rides, you get more themes and whatnot. It's just a really fun game to go through. Seeing how, there is no story, you can just sort of invent your own. It's very similar to something like SimCity, where you're just given a blank canvas and told, okay, here are all the rules that you have to follow. And yeah, it's a lot of fun to just sit back and do that. Unsurprisingly, in RollerCoaster Tycoon, you build a theme park. But it is in the tycoon/management/simulation genre, so you have to control every aspect of the park, which means you need to, hire workers, you need to build food and drink places. You can, but you don't have to. It's kind of disgusting if you don't do that sort of thing, but you don't necessarily have to keep your park nice and tidy. You also don't have to make it obvious on where you need to go to walk around to find all these different rides. You can make your theme park as annoying as you want to the people who are there, the people that paid money to get into your park. I've never done that, but you can if you really want to. So you need to hire workers. These include handymen, mechanics, security guards, and entertainers. The handymen clean up everything. They mow your grass. They repair any benches that get destroyed. They empty out the trash cans if you decide to place trash cans. The mechanics wander around and they repair rides because your rides do eventually break down and they need to be fixed. They also do maintenance on the rides as well, which I guess they do that. I'm not really sure. It's kind of weird. I know that they repair the rides when they get broken down. And then your security guards are basically just rent-a-cops. They wander around and, stare angrily at teenagers. I really have no idea what they do. And then the entertainers are just the mascots. They kind of dance around and pretend to entertain people. They can come in pandas, tigers, or elephants, and that's pretty much it for them. Think of the Disney characters in Disneyland, but really stupid. Like, just really stupid. I usually don't even bother to hire them, because they do cost like a monthly fee to keep just employed, and I don't really see a use for them. Mostly what you're doing is just placing rides around, so you can put thrill rides down, gentle rides. You can build your own roller coasters. These get separated out, so you also have all of your water rides are in a separate tab. And yeah, I can understand that. I really love building the water slides and the log flumes, mostly because I never lived near a water park, so putting that stuff up I just think is really cool. Sometimes, because you don't necessarily get a whole lot of money in this game, or you burn through cash really fast when you just start making stuff that looks insane, You take out loans from the bank. This all gets factored into your budget and everything, but I really wouldn't worry too much about it. In these games, if you run into a situation where you're just running out of money, just start a new game. It's really not that big of a deal. None of it really matters. You can just do whatever you want here. When I first started the game, I had just so many problems coming up with a roller coaster that was both insane but also fun for the people to be on. This is sort of this delicate balance that you have to do between excitement, nausea, and intensity. So if you make a roller coaster that is too crazy and causes too much nausea or too much intensity, you're not going to have a very exciting roller coaster, and it's not going to make money for you. So you might need to kind of temper your designs and just monkey around and figure out what works best to make a roller coaster as exciting. Having something that has a 200-foot drop might sound really cool, but if nobody wants to be on it, then it's not really all that great. It's kind of fun to mess around with this stuff, especially once you get further on and you have kind of just an unlimited budget. There are a few more things that you can get. All of this is kind of contained in the research tab. That just lets you get more stuff as you go throughout the game, and it happens automatically. So your researcher will just research whatever. They'll go through roller coasters, shops and stalls, thrill rides, gentle rides, themes, and ride improvements. I usually just set the funding to maximum and take off the themes and ride improvements because I just don't care about that. I would rather get to the roller coasters faster. So if you limit what you can research, then you get to the fun stuff really quick. I do want to mention with the scenarios, they have a few very simple goals. Like sometimes you'll have to increase the park's value to a certain point. Sometimes you'll have to have an X number of guests have X number of guests in your park until a certain point, and then maintain a park rating above, whatever. Or there's just a simple time limit. It's pretty great that these are here, just so it gives you sort of a framework of what you need to do, but I never really worry too much about it. Usually the goals are pretty easy to hit until you get into the later scenarios. But as always, you can always ignore them and then wait for it to go into a sandbox, because that's always way more fun than having to deal with some goal or something like that. I've played this game so much over the years. This is one of the many games that I like to compare to just a grilled cheese sandwich. It fills you up and makes you feel happy for a bit. That's kind of how I feel about RollerCoaster Tycoon. My first memories of this game are playing it with my friend Drew. I can't really remember how we heard about it, but I do remember just having a lot of fun trying to design roller coasters and not really understanding what I was doing, just kind of putting stuff down and hoping that it worked. Like many of the PC games that we played, I was the one who bought this and played it first. Drew normally played the console games, and yeah, he was more into that stuff, and I, being more of a PC player, played a lot of these simulation games, which he kind of just thumbed his nose at. He was a little bit of a jerk, if I'm being honest. When I got my first laptop, that was an oddly worded sentence. When I first got my laptop, when I joined the Navy back in 2000, I joined in 2002, got the laptop in 2003. I was thinking back, and this was one of the games that I got for it, and it's honestly one of the games that I've bought a few times over the years. It was just a lot of fun. I would build these different theme parks after, sitting through what passed for a class in the Navy and just showing my friends all the stuff that I was able to build in it. It was really cool to see, especially when you built a roller coaster that was intentionally bad. And it was just this 130-foot drop. Nobody wanted to ride it, but at least it looked really cool. Those are just some of my memories of playing it. I have played this so many times over the years, and going back to revisit it was a lot of fun. I'm not really sure why I gravitate to this genre of games, or why people gravitate to any of the genres of games that they particularly like. These I just find incredibly relaxing. You don't really have to worry about a whole lot. If, you run your company into bankruptcy, you just start over and try again. If a roller coaster doesn't work right, you just tear it down and start over. It's kind of like building Legos without any instructions. If it doesn't work out quite the way you like it, you just take it apart, try again, and try to make it better the next time. It's just really relaxing and fun to go back and play this, and I know I keep repeating that, but it just really is. I love this game an awful lot. I haven't played any of the sequels, which I know exist. I just really like the first one an awful lot. Anyway, that's going to wrap things up. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.